On average, we charge up to 1,000 Kenya shillings for a single acre. Imagine you've just sprayed 100 acres at 1,000 bob. That's 100,000 Kenya shillings.
Yes.
And I can assure you, you are not going to consume more than 25 liters of fuel. And you get yourself a boom sprayer.
Okay.
It is the highest earning equipment. We are with the Sonalika. This is the DI75. This one meaning it is a 75 horsepower. These are the common horsepower that a middle range farmer is going to use right now. Is the 75 horsepower, ranging from the 60, 75, the 80 horsepower up to the 90 horsepower. It's an Indian machine. It is not very much common in the Kenyan market, but we bought this tractor in 2016, and you can see it is well maintained. The tires, it is well maintained. Although it has maybe some maybe minor problems that they don't lack on tractors. Like here we have a leakage. This is some injector leakage, and we are fearing to tell somebody to come and open because maybe we don't have the right mechanic for it. For the fuel consumption, let me talk about the fuel consumption of the Sonalika. It is among the tractors that it saves fuel in a very large manner. Considering maybe when plowing, normal tractors like the New Holland, the 75, the TT75, it consumes up to 8 liters per acre while plowing. But for this one, it consumes 6 liters only. Like right now we are planting, and I did the maths, it is only its consumption is 1.2 liters, 1.5 liters per acre. Imagine having like right now you're having these 10 acres, and it is going only to consume like 15 liters, meaning that it's very fuel economical. Now, come, let me show you here. We're having a 4-row planter. This is the Kuhn planter. It's a 4-row. It is very heavy. It's 1-point-something tons. And now imagine it's loaded with each bag here, each cabin here, it's loaded with 50 kg. 50 kg, one bag of fertilizer. Then here we have for maize. We've never filled here because maize, when I fill here, it can even plant up to 30 acres. So we don't fill because mostly customers have 10 acres, 20 acres. Yeah, that's the range of the small scale farmers. Yeah, this one, we bought it a while ago. We bought it for 1.2 million, but right now it's 2.4 million plus VAT. The price has hiked up because it is on demand, and people are seeing it has very great profits. Right now we are charging at 2,000 shillings per acre. For 2,000 shillings, it's a very good price, considering that this machine is working efficiently on your farm. You can see it is not leaving any seedlings on the soil. The fertilizer, the way the customer wants, as in how the customer wants, ranging from the fertilizer. Right now we are planting with a range of 1.5 bag, as in 75 kilos per acre for the fertilizer, and 10 kgs of the maize of the seedlings per acre. Yeah, and it's very accurate. You hear the price of the planter is but right now it's 2.4 million. So it's very evident that the price is very high considered to the price that we are going to charge the customers. These tractors, when you even buy them, you've been financed by the bank, they give you up to 5 years.
Okay.
Because they know within a period of 5 years,
yes,
you are going even to have some more implements. Yes. Because 5 years is a good time, a good period of time to have more implements. So I can call it an investment of 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 years is enough time.
Now, among all the different services that you offer,
okay,
from baling of hay, from cultivation to planting, which is the highest earning service in the lineup?
if you could get very large farms and you get yourself a boom sprayer,
Okay.
it is the highest earning equipment.
Okay.
And it is among the very cheap equipment. If you get yourself a 600 liter boom sprayer, it is able to spray up to 100 acres. And on average, we charge up to 1,000 Kenya shillings for a single acre. Imagine you've just sprayed 100 acres at 1,000 bob. That's 100,000 Kenya shillings.
Yes.
And I can assure you, you are not going to consume more than 25 liters of fuel.
Okay.
Imagine having 2,000 acres and you spray 100 acres a day.
Okay.
The most
so with
money.
the boom sprayer and a 75, T75, like this one.
A boom sprayer can even be carried by a 60 horsepower.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And how many acres can you do a day with a boom
100.
sprayer? 100.
Yes, 100.
With that kind of a tractor.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Now, the second earning is the baling process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Baler is the second hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get yourself a mower, a rake, and a good baler. At the moment, the Class is the most reliable baler in the market, because I also have a Class Mercant and it bales up to 3,000 bales a day.
Okay.
Assuming I just bale 3,000 bales and I'm paid 50 shillings per bale. That's
Of
up
which
to,
I think you charge 80 shillings.
yeah, I charge 80 shillings. I'm considering the fact that maybe it is, I'm baling wheat, which already been cut and raked.
Oh, okay,
Assuming I'm not using the mower and the rake.
No, the rake.
That's the total cost. The 80 shillings, the total cost of cutting, raking, and baling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So baling is the second highest earner.
Yes.
The third.
Actually, the third might be considered planting wheat.
Okay.
Planting wheat with an air seeder or the super seeder. But planting wheat it's very fast. It's very fast, more than the planting maize.
Okay.
Because you don't take when you're taking turns, you don't have to stop. Then you lift the planter, you turn again. You just plant. You just going round and round and round.
January. What are you doing in January?
January you are plowing.
January you're plowing.
Yes.
What are you doing in February?
February I was baling hay.
You're baling hay in Feb.
Yeah.
So this is hay that was that you grew in December over the short rates.
Yeah, which I.
So you're baling in February.
Yeah, sure.
And March you're planting.
Now in March we
Towards
plant.
the end of March you're planting.
Yes.
So what will you be doing in February? In April?
As a commercial tractor means I'm not located in one place. I move to various places. I'm very sure there is a place where there is already some overgrown grass.
Okay.
So I'll be baling in that period of time.
In April you'll be cutting and baling.
Yeah, sure.
So May, what are you doing in May?
The same process.
You're baling.
Yes.
In June, what are you doing?
Baling.
You're still baling.
Yes.
In different regions.
In different regions. Very different. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in July, what are you doing?
Okay. Maybe you skipped in May. I'll be also be spraying.
Or May you're spraying.
Yes.
So that's the easy one. Eh?
The easy one. Very easy.
Okay,
You just need to protect your nose.
Okay.
Yeah.
So boom spray in May.
Yeah.
With a bit of hay.
Yeah.
June you're still baling.
Yes.
July you're baling.
Yeah. Now baling plus now planting wheat.
Now baling and wheat.
Yes. People plant wheat on July and some parts of August and some parts of June.
Okay.
Yeah.
In different parts of the country.
But mostly
regions.
here.
Mostly here.
Yeah.
So in August, what are you're still planting?
Yeah. Planting wheat.
Wheat.
Yeah.
September.
Hay.
September is still hay.
Hay.
We go back to hay.
Hey guys.
Okay.
Yes.
So October.
October hay. You know, I bale hay like every
6
month
months.
of the year.
Okay.
Like every month of the year.
Almost every month.
Yeah, every month.
In October.
In October now.
We are preparing for the short trains.
For the short trains and now for the harvesting.
Okay.
Because you know things like wheat.
Okay.
There are people who planted a while ago, and we have the maize this winter, so we'll be switching maize and maybe having the trailer, taking the farm produce to where they want for transport services, in short.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in November.
I know I'll also be baling hay.
December.
December now, the festive season, as I also bale hay.
Oh, okay, so you're still baling.
Yeah.
So there is no month that there's nothing happening in the farms.
There might be some months where there actually
You may be baling, but it's low.
Yeah, very low because
Okay.
of the rains.
So how far have you ever traveled for work?
I went to northern Uganda, Gulu city, up to some. I was almost southern Sudan.
Southern Sudan.
Yeah.
So what were you doing there?
I was praying and I was using the same planter to plant maize. And you know, actually, in Uganda they don't use fertilizer.
Yes.
Their land is very, very fertile.
Okay.
So we were not even using the fertilizer tins. We're just using the maize ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you did that for how long?
I was there for 1 month and we did 1,000 acres.
1,000 acres.
Yes.
So when you're traveling to such distances,
Uh-huh.
how are you moving around?
We used a low loader.
Okay.
We ferried the tractors using a low loader. We went there and legally. We went legally because we at the border.
Yeah.
We were given the permit to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who is highly suitable to invest in this kind of a business?
A passionate farmer.
Okay.
And let me say a person who is passionate for machines.
Okay.
Because very many people, business people, have decided to try tractors as a business as well. But if at all you don't love the aspect of farming,
Yes.
you can't do it. A person who will wish to venture in this business,
Yes.
let me first say you should be passionate.
Yes.
You must be passionate.
Okay.
Number two, before buying, come kuja ground, visit farms, visit visit people who have these machines.
Go in the business.
Yeah, ask them questions, ask for some guidance. You should know the best tractor to buy. You know, you might buy maybe a tractor which is not suitable for commercial purpose.
Yes.
A tractor, you will buy a tractor, it will come, you give it to a careless operator, misuse the tractor. You can even get a bad tractor, have a good operator, then the tractor will fail you.
Okay.
Go for a tractor which is very common. Buy a tractor which is common because you are going to find spares locally.
Yes.
Get a good operator. Visit farms. Know people who have big farms.
Yes.
Have you should also aim higher. You should start low. Maybe with the plow, with the ridger, with the harrow. Aim higher. Get maybe other machines like the baling machines, other equipment.
Okay.
Don't have. You should start with a single tractor. See how it will work. And I would advise you, for a beginner, don't try a new tractor and you get some finance from the bank. It will be better if you buy a tractor cash money. Don't go for a bank finance at the moment. There are a lot of tractors. You should expect a lot of competition.
Kingori,
Yes.
you seem pretty young. How long have you been doing this?
Actually, I'm not old. I'm very young. I started this work 8 years ago. Actually, let me call it 7 because for the first year I was not an operator. I was actually a turnman. I can remember my uncle first told me I can't be an operator within the first year.
Yes.
So within the first year, I became a turnman, and that's why I get little experience about working. Okay, passionately, I've been working with the tractors because I started these. Let me call these. It's a home investment.
Yes.
I remember my grandfather was in the same business. He started this business a while ago. It was around the 1980s. He was a very senior person in the old days, and he invested. He invested himself in the farm machineries. He had the old Massey Fergusons, the 165, the 265. Then he also came at the Ford. Then the Ford came into market, which have maybe developed into the New Hollands. So he had the Ford, the Massey Ferguson. And he was that actually it was still the commercial business because he was not using them for his private farms only.
Yes.
So my dad and my uncle, actually the brother, he's a small brother to my dad, and they have also ventured into this business. They have owned tractors. My dad also have the Fords. He has the one that my grandfather had, and he has also bought himself 2 more.
Yes.
So we have the Ford. Then my uncle has decided not to go on with the old models. He has now chipped in with the new tractors. He is using a New Holland, the Sonalika, and he has the Lovol tractor.
Okay.
So I can remember very well when I was young. It is the first accident I had. I was young, not actually young. I was 8 years old. At 8, I had a car crash, and I remember the car overturned. It was an Isuzu Trooper. I was 8 years old. The following year, when I was 9, I also had a tractor crash where I demolished our kitchen, and I remember that my dad canned me very bad. Let me call it very bad because it was not, he didn't do it with sympathy.
Yes.
He disciplined me actually in a correct manner. Let me call it in a correct manner.
Yes.
But you see now my passion has come from when I was a small boy. When I was 8, 9 years.
Growing around tractors.
I was growing around tractors. I was not fearing them. I remember even there's a time my dad now, maybe you see when we harvest the maize, there are now the maize combs after the diswinching.
Yes.
Now we put the maize combs on a trailer. Yes. And then we go pouring them on the farm. Yes. Now my dad would put me on the tractor and control the steering, because you know the tractor has a high and a low gear.
Yes.
He will engage the low gear, maybe low 1 or low 2, and then he would just place me there and maybe operate or maybe just be control on the steering.
Yes.
And I would love that so much.
Yes.
Well, maybe on holidays, that maybe we were in a boarding school, so when we'll come on holidays, he would tell me maybe to go and harrow the farm there, maybe 1 acre, and I would just feel good and go and do the job. So I've grown with tractors, the vehicles, and that's how I just have the passion for them.
Yes.
So when we talk about commercial, the tractors we have, they are 75 horsepower, ranging from 75 to 80, or maybe from 60 to 80 horsepower or 90 horsepower.
Yes.
They are the best tractors for commercial purposes.
Yeah.
And because of number one, they have maybe the fuel economy is okay, the durability of the tractors, and maybe the equipment you are going to use, maybe for the commercial purposes, you don't require very big machineries. So maybe number one, you're going to afford the machines, and maybe they are, you can't have a very big machine. Maybe there are different types of maybe planters, like what we are having right now. You're having a 4-row planter, and maybe there are other very big planters. You can't maybe consider having the 6-row, and maybe you are doing, you are maybe planting for these small scale farmers. They are very big machines, but they are not the suitable ones for this job at the moment. You've not found the old machines here because we are not using them, but it doesn't mean we don't have them. If you've had a chance to come to our warehouse, you could have seen the old machines. They're actually there, but now the technology and the developments of these machines, they have new features that are making the work easier. Maybe the gauges of fertilizer, the gauges of the seeds, these ones have new improved gauges, so that they are more accurate than the old machines. But the more we are using the new ones, the more they are also wearing out. So instead of having the old ones, we
just
like for us now, we are just going to retire them. But for this one, because it's still on demand, after maybe 2 years, 3 years, we sell it, then we get a newer one.
You get a
more new and maybe with a new developed feature.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
For the baling machines, we had the old baler. It is known as the Atespa, but now we knew there is another baler known as the Class, which is more developed than the Atespa. So we sold the Atespa. We bought the new Class Mercant, and after a while we are going to sell it and get a new, just to avoid maybe some normal breakdowns that comes after the machine is worn out.
On average, overview of the cost of maintaining this kind of equipment.
It's not cheap. The the spares of these machines actually is not cheap. So the most effective way of avoiding too much maintenance cost is simply taking caution of these small things like greasing, like just being you take caution of the, maybe you know these machines are big.
Yes.
You just avoid these small spaces that will maybe break the baskets where we put the fertilizer.
Yes, yes.
They are very expensive buying them.
Yes.
So the only way to avoid the high cost maintenance
Yes.
is just the operator being very cautious about the machine, because it's very expensive.
Yes.
One of the major challenges we are experiencing is the availability of labor, quality labor, in fact, because finding a good operator, it has become a very big challenge. The number one, maybe you find an operator is a drunkard. Another one might be very careless. One might not be even trustworthy. And actually, without an operator and you're having a tractor, you're not actually in the business. Without an operator just having a tractor who is not working well, you're not in the business.
So in this kind of business, because a tractor, I'm thinking a tractor is like a body, and the implements are the hands. So one tractor would have maybe 4 or 5 different implements. So on average, how many operators do you need per tractor?
Okay, you can be having like 2 tractors. Most farmers have 2 tractors for the commercial purpose, because maybe you have one tractor, 1 operator, 1 turnman. For tilling, you have the plow. You have 1 operator is enough for a tractor. 1 operator and 1 turnman. So you have to have a turnman. You must have.
No, so nowadays the technology around tractors is growing really fast. And things like GPS tracking, self-steering. Have we gotten there as an industry in the country? Have you guys gotten there?
You've asked a very good question, and I guess maybe I've answered you before. I've said for those very big tractors, they are not recommended for commercial purposes. You know those tractors which have the GPS, most of them are from 150 horsepower up to 220, 250 horsepower. They're not recommended for these small scale farmers. You're going to have a very big tractor which maybe tills or uses the chisel, and it does maybe up to 150 acres a day. But for small scale farmers, like in this farm, you're only having 40 acres. So it's a very big machine, which it cannot be even fuel economical.
To run such a machine. So for instance, with a 75 here, how many acres can you do a day? Let's say for instance, it's plowing.
For plowing, a maximum of 12-15 acres
a day.
Plowing is not an easy job. Plowing, it's among the hard
planting
jobs. Planting, I can do 40 acres a day.
Comfortably?
Yeah, comfortably.
Ui! Nianguka. It's really interesting seeing how this other side of the business, and because agriculture is a value chain, and you just have to find where you are more suited at. Sometimes it's farming, in production. Sometimes it's value services that in the value chain of agriculture, whether it's machineries, whether it's the servicing of the machineries. You're still in the agriculture ecosystem. And it's interesting to learn that this other side of business is also highly as profitable and still viable at this
and appreciated as well.
It's highly appreciated. I've spent the last 2 days with you, and I've seen the amount of calls that you're receiving.
Actually,
these services are on higher demand.
Very high.
As much as you're saying there's competition.
There's competition, and there's something, even if there's competition, you should be unique. We've crossed with you for the past 2 days. And how many planters have you seen? Actually, in this center we are in,
most is the old ones.
They are very old, and there are 2 new ones. 2 new ones, and customers prefer the new ones. we are giving them a lot of competition.
Yes.
When they see me in that town, they know that I might go away with their jobs.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
going to do a lot of acres.
Yeah, sure.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Interesting, Kengori. So yeah, I think we'll end the video here. Interesting fact. Imagine, Kengori, like 80% of people watching our videos, they're not subscribed.
Subscribe to that channel. And there is a saying I said, and I'll repeat it again here, that invest in farming.
Yes.
You will never go wrong with farming.
True.
That's Kingori 2025.
Yes.
Subscribe to this channel, Farm Business EA,
Yeah.
Farm Business East Africa, and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when we upload the next video.
Okay. Kengori,
Yes.
can I put your number down here on
Yes.
the on the description box so that anyone interested in having a conversation about tractors, maybe you're trying to buy an implement or a machine and you would want to consult with Kengori, or you would want to, he come and help you source for a machine, or whatever services that around that. Kengori is one of the guys that I've met with a very clean heart. I'm sure he can do that. So if you want to communicate with Kengori,
Yes.
I'll leave his number here,
Yeah.
and I'll also attach his YouTube page as well, because he has a channel
Yes.
that he's trying to work on, and I'll leave it all in the description box. Let's just connect. I don't even know how to tell you guys what I've experienced in these areas of Laikipia. This is Laikipia West.
Yeah. And invest in Laikipia because you're going to like it, Pia.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's acres and acres of maize and wheat plantations.
Very big
People,
machine.
you just come lease land in Laikipia.
It's very cheap
Try
actually.
and get a friend to be looking after your land.
A trustworthy person.
Trustworthy person.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that is still viable in 2025. I don't know why it's rain fed, so there are no guarantees, but you just have to follow the meteorological department, whatever they are saying, and try your hand in it.
And it
Alright.
will work well.
It will work.
Yeah.
Sawa sawa, Kengori. Have a nice time.
Have a nice time too, guys.
Yes.